In the Philippines where sunlight gleams, Brian, Tess and family dreams. By the shorelines, kids at play in a tropical bright array.
Good morning, YouTubers. Welcome back to Brian and Tess in the Philippines. Happy New Year. Last day of the year 2024. Hope you all had a great year and really hope that 2025 is a very prosperous year for everyone. Today, on my own, Tess is busy with the kids and I wanted to talk about whether or not you should retire in the Philippines. So there's no hard and fast rule, there's no simple answer. It all depends on where and how you live. Now I know every man and his dog has done a cost of living video, and me included. I'm no different. I've done a cost of living video here in the Philippines too. But unless you can find a vlogger whose situation exactly matches yours, you're not going to get an accurate idea of what it's going to cost you to live. So every area is different, every situation is different, and your lifestyle. So if you're planning on coming here and going to live in a rented condo, excuse me. So if you're planning to come here, live in a rented condo in the city, go out, eat at restaurants, you drink a lot of alcohol, you party a bit, it's going to cost you as much money as it does back home. It's not going to be a cheap retirement for you to come here. So, but if you're going to marry a Filipina and you're going to buy a small piece of land, build a small home so you don't have any rent, electricity bills aren't huge here, but can be if you're running aircon 24 hours a day, which some foreigners do. Some foreigners have multiple aircons in their homes. So electricity here costs me around, and I'll work on Australian dollars, 150 Australian dollars per month. So around 450 Australian dollars per quarter. The price of fuel, what they call gasoline here, it's around just under $2 Australian per litre. So it's not cheap. Some items are just as costly as they are back home, if not more. And then you have things like medical. Now in Australia, you have Medicare, you have a lot of free medical, and also even if you have to see a specialist, you have rebates from Medicare, so you get compensated for what you spend. Here, there's none of that. You pay for every piece of medical you get. So it's going to cost you more money if your health's not perfect, or if you have any issues while you're here. Medical's going to cost you more money. I know some guys that are living here, self-funded retirees, are spending $800, $900, $1,000 per week to live, so $4,000 per month. The Australian pension doesn't provide you with that amount. So if you're looking to come and retire here on an Australian pension, you really need to do your due diligence and research the area you're going to, what your costs are going to be. You know, a bottle of Coke here is around $2 Australian. Now, in Australia, it's a little bit more expensive, but you will often find on special, buy 2 bottles and get for $5 or something and end up with $2.50 per bottle of Coke. So they're similar prices. A good burger here, if you can find a place that makes a good burger, you're going to spend $7 to $8 Australian on a burger. It's not going to be super cheap. If you think you're going to move to the Philippines and everything across the board is going to be super cheap, that's not the case at all. Some of you guys that are already here, please drop a comment below and let us know your experience, because some people are spending $1,000 a month Australian to live, some people $2,000 a month, some people $4,000 a month. It really does vary greatly on the area you're in, as I said, and your lifestyle. If let's look at rice, cheap. Fruits and vegetables, cheap. So if you're going to live on fruits and vegetables and rice and eat very healthy, and and purchase your own piece of land and build a house where you don't have any rent, and even possibly look at putting a solar system on, then yes, you can retire here very inexpensively. And I've seen lots of land, beachfront lots, for sale for around 9,000, 10,000 Australian dollars. So you could even build a place right on the beach and live very, very comfortably. But if you're a party animal and you want to hang around places like Angeles and stay single and go after the girls and party all the time and go drinking, life's not going to be cheap for you. It's not going to be what maybe you think it is when you leave Australia and come over here. So as I say, guys, you really, really need to do your research and figure out where and how you're going to live. That's pretty much all I've got to say on the matter. As I said, you'll find lots of vloggers that will give you information on cost of living, but that's their take on it and their lifestyle. No two people are the same. So you might find a couple who are living in Dumageddon, but you're going to live in Cebu, or you're going to live in a smaller province area with a Filipina. It just depends. If you're going to stay single and not have a girlfriend, not have a wife, just have a girlfriend. Everything has to be factored in to your plans for retirement before you make a decision. And I'd also say, come here first, go and check out the areas where you're thinking about retiring to, and just see, do a few months here and see what your cost of living is, and make sure that you can afford to live here comfortably. Because as I said, some things are much more expensive here than in Australia, and if you're looking to get products like Australian products imported here, you'll pay a lot more for those products. So some things are very cheap, some things are similarly priced, and some things are more expensive. So be aware of that before you make any silly decisions and just jump on a plane and fly over here. There are obviously other countries like Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, Taiwan, Vietnam. There's a lot of Asian countries that you could look at retiring in, and some that have much better infrastructure and are much more modern and up to date. But then you don't have English as the second language in those countries. A lot of those people, a lot of those places, they don't speak English, so you would need to be prepared to learn the language. That's one of the main reasons I looked at the Philippines, was because English is spoken here by a lot of people. More so in the bigger cities, the first class cities, not as much English when you get to the third and fourth class cities and the small provinces, but you will still find people that speak English, and at least you can communicate if you don't want to learn the dialect in that area. And you will slowly over time pick up words anyway, but yeah, so that's my little video for today, guys. Please make sure you do your own research and figure out exactly what's going to suit you for your plan to decide whether you should retire in the Philippines. Thank you everyone for watching. Thanks for a great year, guys, growing our channel. Tess and I really appreciate it, and the boys here. We'll be back on Friday with an update on the build out there off grid, and we'll be back next year going strong, doing as much as we can to keep you guys entertained. So if you've enjoyed our content, please don't forget to click that like, drop a comment, say g'day, and if you haven't already, guys, please smash that subscribe button down there in the corner. And from Brian in the Philippines, not Tess this week, we will see you next time, and peace out.